1st Brigade is in full retreat, their commander killed at Halfville. President Santos asks quickly, and a new general is sent to the front, Hector, the wild mouse Lavar. Lavar made his name and fortune in the First War of Rebellion, and then invested in a logging company in the west of Massacre. Elected to the Congress, Lavar has a reputation for hard drinking and hard living, and arrives at 1st Brigade to find them back where they'd started just a few weeks earlier, camped 20 miles south of Asadero behind the creek. He quickly sets about establishing supplies and reorganizing the troops. De Bracy is not far behind. He advances rapidly to Bottom Line, and then waits a few days to restore supplies and rest, and establish the location of 5th Brigade. Where is ZAPAWTA? ZAPAWTA has orders to march to Confluence from the north and west, but on hearing news of the battle at Halfville reverses march and returns to Switzelberg. The various armies watch each other, scouting and sending couriers at a rapid pace, and then suddenly De Bracy orders the attack. His army marches up the pike towards Asadero, back into the defensive works they established last turn, and then on, over the river, and into 1st Brigade. The battle occurs almost on the same ground. 1st Brigade will not attack De Bracy's works, and cannot occupy them either, because they were built to defend against an attack from the north. De Bracy crosses the river and engages the wild mouse Lavar on open ground, about 20 miles from Asadero. The two sides are roughly equal, with the Gluppians having a slight advantage in guns and a small detachment of cavalry. The Loyalists advance, but Lavar is unwilling to sit back and let the enemy concentrate on one flank as they did at Halfville, so he advances as well. Soon enough, 1st and 2nd Corps are exchanging brutal volleys with the Loyalist infantry on the left, while the right holds back a little to let the guns do their work. The Gluppians are getting used to artillery fire, and none of their regiments are shaken by long-range shots. Eventually the engagement becomes general, with musket volley across the whole front. On the left, the Gluppians take significant casualties and fall back. On the right, the South Edomer revolutionaries are pushed back in disorder, but the reserve 3rd Corps is quickly sent forward to take their place. The battle becomes a series of brutal and deadly volleys as both sides stand and fire, load and fire, hold and fire. But it cannot last. 1st Corps are determined, well led and well trained. They will not break, but their opponents begin to crumble. De Bracy decides that now is the time for his cavalry to earn their keep and sends them into the enemy flank in support of some close-range artillery fire. Colonel Boko sees them coming and orders his unit to refuse their flank and fire, and the cavalry are stopped by a determined volley. De Bracy urges them forward, but they mill about in confusion. And then 1st Corps issues a glorious squeak and charge forward into the teeth of the cannon. The Loyalist infantry break and run, and the cavalry, already in confusion, are also driven back. The gun crews let loose their last grape shot, but are quickly overrun. The Loyalist lines break all across the field. Units lose all meaning as individuals rush back towards the creek. All is in confusion and chaos, and De Bracy can do nothing about it. He has been wounded, struck 3 times in the left shoulder and thigh as he urged the cavalry charge forward. Without their inspirational commander, the Loyalists melt away. Lavar tries to order his brigade to pursue, but the troops are too tired and too devastated by losses. Every regiment is below half strength. Lavar has stopped the Loyalists at the gates of Asadero, but has wrecked his army to do it. But where is ZAPAWTA? Where is 5th Brigade? They have arrived in Bottom Line, force marching all day towards the sound of the guns. De Bracy is wounded, and the Loyalist army is trapped, cut off from supplies and exhausted from forced marches and brutal battles. Can ZAPAWTA and Lavar work together to end the Gluppian threat once and for all? Find out soon in another exciting episode of A Mousican Rebellion.